Hi everyone, this is Susan Hansen and welcome back to my channel, and we're going to dive into another example from Abstract Watercolor book by Kate Rebecca Leach. So hang in there and enjoy. So let's just do reds and see what happens. Okay, so I get my colors, get some water down. And you can see on my palette here, I got a ton of reds. Oops, we got some water on there. Okay. Ooh, that's a yummy color. Okay, this is an orange. And let's mix it with some of this pinky color. Ooh, I like that. That looks good. I like that a lot. All right, let's put a thing here. Drag it over so there's lots of color piled up on that side. I like that. Okay, so there's our first mark. Now I'm going to take this red and mix a little bit of the orangey mixture. See what happens. So it's this one, and we'll do this shape. Okay, and I'm going to drop some of it in there. Let's get some nice dark color. Okay, and remember your watercolors dry lighter, so don't get all worked up when they look so dark. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to wet a little line along here, and we want to, let's see, let's get some of this luscious red, and I'm going to put this here. Oh, it's kind of much different, isn't it? It's not quite as orangey. So now I'm going to kind of cross-contaminate. Here we go. I make some little tiny, look at that. Isn't that cool? We get these little springs there. And then I'm going to tip this one. Let's see what happens. Oh, isn't that fun? That is way fun. You know what? I'm going to stick a little bit of salt. There we go. Put some salt on that one. And now I'm going to go back in, maybe with a smaller brush. I'm going to take this one here and just do some little lines. So just testing out some different ways of using your brushes. Let's see, what else we got? Permanent rose. I love permanent rose. So we'll go here, leave a little, I'm leaving little bits of white paper, dry white paper, because we can use that white when we do the mark making. And I'm not worrying about my jagged edges here because I think it adds some interest, so I'm not going to worry about it. And then I want to get some of this beautiful rose pink in there. And then what we can do is tip it up a little bit. Let's see what happens. I think I like these colors way better than the blue ones, the previous one. That looks pretty good, guys. All right. Now, we're not trying to I can't talk. We're not trying to create a masterpiece. It's about using your colors. And these are referred to as analogous colors. And it's because on the color wheel, they're all in a row. I don't know if you can see this, but it has a lot of texture. So it's granulating. And I had mixed, gosh, I don't even know what color orange it was. I'm using the smaller brush, and we're going to grab some of this, and I'm going to just put some in there on top of the wet that I just put on. Ooh, isn't that great? So this is more of the rose mix. And I'm going to leave a little bit of the white showing. Think about your doodles afterwards, because we're going to doodle. There we go. And I'm going to go around this one here. Again, leaving that white. I don't know what I'm going to do in there, but whatever it is, it'll be interesting. I'm pretty much using fairly straight paint, not a lot of water on this brush, because I don't want it to flow all over the place. Well, that's kind of interesting. Now, if you guys are loving what you're seeing, and if you're getting value from my videos, I would sure appreciate you subscribing. And leave me a message in the comments below the description. I'd love to hear from you and how you're all doing. I also have a winter giveaway, and you can enter to win one of my prints, hand-signed print. And you get to pick which one you want too, which is really cool. And the link is below. So, yeah. It's always fun to do a giveaway. But you can't win if you don't sign up. Okay, I just add a little bit more color to that one on the end. So I'm going to just tip it up. And this one is kind of grainy too. Let's do another one right here. I love that orange. The orange is like the best. Okay, it is yummy. All right, let's just do some lines. Now, I've got some resist in there. I don't know, probably oils from the fingers. Be careful of that when you're working with your watercolor paper. If you touch it, that will happen. So I have just remembered something else. Something else that is really cool is a wax crayon. And this is a clear wax crayon for using as resist. So let's draw, what should we do here? How about a scrolly right there? Now wherever I put that wax, it's going to resist. Okay. All right. So there we are. So I put it over top of the wax crayon. I'm going to have to do another one of those. I don't know if it recorded. My camera went off again. So let's try another one. And, okay, wax crayon, where'd you go? There. Let's do another. I'm going to do a zigzag. And a circle. Okay. And then we'll take the big brush and go over top, like so. There we go. Some of my favorite marks, I love watching the Australian artists, and they use a lot of the native Aboriginal marks, and they're really awesome. So it kind of reminds me of that, and they use this kind of mark as well, the coil, and that's fun. Okay, so I'm adding a little bit of that in there. That was the rose, and I'm going to go back in and grab me some orange. There. This is playtime, guys. Remember that. Don't take yourself too serious. Okay, so I'm going to do a bigger line right here. I'm just making this up. I'm not copying hers from the book at all, because I'm going off on my own little train of thought here. And I think I'm going to just do some little lines right here. Can you see those? The tip of this thing is great. This brush is a silver atelier blending quill. And I'd never had one of these before, and it's actually pretty cool. Look at that. I'm just using a very tip and just doing little marks. There. Okay, we're going to do one this long. And let's get some red. Let's see what this red looks like. Ooh, that's really rosy, isn't it? That's very rosy. Well, let's see how it goes. Okay, I'm going to put another line right over top. Let's see what happens. It's kind of pretty. And then, now Rebecca's got 3 stripes in the middle here. I'm going to do some stripes. Cool thing about watercolors is when they're wet, you can drop other colors in them, and it makes it look really interesting. It just adds a lot of character. Okay. Okay. And then after the fact, we'll get some great lines here because of the way it's working. And the paint I just put on, color is it? Oh gosh, which is cool. And you get those granular magic things happen. There you go. See that? And you can work it around. And I'm just putting a bit of this darker rose on there. Makes it interesting. There we go. All right. Now this one needs some help. Whoops. Not quite dry. I'm going to put some of that same color I just used. And we'll just do a dark line. I'm just playing. Just see what your brush does. See, I just made some marks with the brush. I think it needs it. There we go. Okay. This is luscious right here. This reds, 2 reds. Okay. Next, let's go and do this color in with the orange. And I'm going to just do some circles. Now, you can also use the wax crayon over top of your color. So if you've got it's dry, you can go back in and put the wax crayon and then put color over top of that. See what happens. Okay, that's kind of interesting. All right, let's go with a bit more orange. And, ooh, where do we want to go here? I like this one. It's turning out kind of interesting. I love doing this shape, the leaf shape. It's so much fun. There we go. That one's easy peasy. And let's go in and grab some, here's some new gamboge. And I'm going to put some in here. See what happens. There we go. Alrighty, now we've got, now see they're actually drying where they don't look like what they did when they were wet. See that? This is really rich, this deep rose, and that's what I use right there, and it kind of dulled down. But I think once we put some white doodles on there, it should make it pop a little better. I hope so anyway. Okay, I'm going to, let's see this one. This is Crimson Lake. I'm going to put it here. Do a square. And then, oh, this is luscious pink. Let's do a box. Now, let's see. Okay. Now we're going to put this other color, a bit of that, and then go right where the wax is. See that? Okay, gang, we're back. And I pulled out all my white acrylic markers. This one is water-based acrylic marker. And then here you got your Posca pen. Let's see how that works, if it works. Sometimes they dry up. That one looks guilty. Okay. I have a fatter Posca pen. And it's good to test them out before you start doing them on your thing, because sometimes when you pump them like this, you get a big blob, and you don't want that. Okay, so let's start with the big one. And, what are we going to go here? Ooh, hard to decide. I'm going to just do some dots around here. Okay. And then, of course, after the fact, you can always go in and add more paint, too. So if there's not enough paint for you, that's the thing to do. All right, I'm going to put a dot here. Oh, that one's not that healthy. Oh, there it is. So I'm getting some good sun. All right, well, that's kind of fun. And the other thing I like to do, so I'm going to get this one because it's got a fine tip on it. So let's see if we can get it to work. So see how we've got these little marks from where the, what do they call that? Where it bloomed. Bloom. I like to draw around the bloom. So it looks like it was intentional. See how that works? So we got that on there. Here's another one. And there's another one. And here we got this one. So you just do a kind of wiggle and follow the line. And it just creates interest. Okay. This one here, you could do it here. Just kind of follow along the line. And wiggle along. Just go wiggle, 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 wiggle. That makes it interesting. Okay. And I'm going to turn it around so I don't go and stick my arm in the wet parts. Okay. that one's kind of done. And the other thing I want to tell you about are these pens. Very happy find. Okay. And I think I do have the link. Now these, I thought I was ordering my microns, and I got these, and man, they're great. I ended up ordering 2 more sets because I want to give them to a family member for Christmas with a doodle book, because it's such great therapy. And they come in a whole bunch of sizes, from a 005, that's this one right here, all the way up to a size 3, which is pretty fat. Now this is teeny tiny, so let's see, where are we going to put it? This would be a good spot. Let's go here. Now look how tiny this line is. It's really tiny. So you've got to be a little bit more precise. There we go. Look how cool that is. That is way fun. All right, I think I'll put another set right here. And I'm not worried about making my lines straight. Just think organic. Makes it more fun. That way you can just enjoy what you're doing. Put a little tiny one right there too. Yeah, you can really have a blast with these. And when I'm doing my doodles, usually I draw it with a pencil and then go over the whole thing with the micron pens, and then you can erase your pencil lines. So next I'm going to try, here's the gel pen, and where are we going to go? Ooh, right here. This one doesn't have anything on it. Now, the warning on gel pens is I find they don't last very long. So just open up one at a time. And yeah, because they dry out. But they are so much fun, guys. For sure. There, look at that. Okay. Oh, I'm liking this one. Okay, I hope you're painting along with me because it's fun. All right, I'm going to take my gel pen and just kind of hold it funny and just make these funny circles. And this one too. And then here. There, kind of add some interest. And let's see this one. These are a bit on the fuzzy side. I think this one here, I want to go back in with some paint. And then we'll go here. There we go. I want some of that color. So let's do that. Let's grab some fabulous color here. Here we go. This is a rose. And I think it needs it right in here. Okay, and then I'm going to wet my brush, wipe it off a little bit, and then we're going to just kind of smear it around a little bit so it kind of blends in. Nice, right there. Okay. And I'm going to go back in and just kind of help it along. Now this one's flat. This one needs help. I'm going to go with that pinky color, and I'm going to just put a little bit, just a little bit here and there, just around the edges. And then I'll go back in with a wet brush, wipe it off a little bit, and just kind of soften it down. You can leave some little gaps in between. There we go. Just adds a bit more interest to the design. Okay. Yay. I think we did it, guys. Okay. Nice little leaves. There we go. And I just used the tiny Posca pen and the 0.7 millimeter. And then we'll just do some little dots along the line. There we go. There. All right. Hope we caught that on there. Okay. Oh, you know what? I want to do something with these guys. The pen we put down earlier has turned pink, so I am going to go over top of it with my white. See if we can bring it back. And let's see, I'm going to put some here. And we'll put some here. Hopefully they'll stay white. Now this is using the acrylic Posca pen. All right, I think we're going to call that done. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and stay tuned for the next video. And yeah, watch my next video. It'll be the one with the ugly colors, maybe.
Why'd you even call me up when I never wanna see ya? I'm just on my way back home, little drunk and alone, but I'd rather click ya. Even though it's Friday night and I got no plans tomorrow, I could use a bam bam bam, but it's not from you, cause I'm not that hollow. Baby, let it be. You could try to sweet talk all you want, but I ain't that lonely. Baby, let it be. Forget your rules, forget your shoes. I've done everything you asked, but I wasted time. Forget your truth, you're just cruel. I swear anything's better than you. Get you on the flip side, get you on the flip side. So goodbye. Funny how it works sometimes. Yeah, we kinda hit it off at first. Checking every bar in town, all the sleepless nights until things got worse. You're so manipulative, trying to convince me you're the shit, but it didn't work on me. So, baby, let it be. You could try to sweet talk all you want, but I ain't that lonely. Baby, let it be, let it be. Forget your lies, forget your ties. I've done everything you asked, but I wasted time. Forget your hair, your dead eye stare. I swear anything's better than you. Get Maybe for once just give it a try. Listen to me when I say goodbye to you. Maybe for once just give it a try. Listen to me when I say goodbye to you. Forget your rules, forget your shoes. I've done everything you've asked me to do. Forget your rules, forget your shoes. I've done everything you asked, but I wasted time. Forget your truth, you're just cool. I swear anything's better than you. Catch you on the flip side, catch you on the flip side. So goodbye. Why'd you even call me up when I never wanna see ya? I'm just on my way back home, little drunk and alone, but I'd rather click ya. Even though it's Friday night and I got no plans tomorrow, I could use a bam, 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 but it's not from you, cause I'm not that hollow. Baby, let it be. You could try to sweet talk all you want, but I ain't that lonely. Baby, let it be. Forget your rules, forget your shoes. I've done everything you asked, but I wasted time. Forget your truth, you're just cool. I swear anything's better than you. Catch you on the flip side, catch you on the flip side.
All right, I've been using Posca pens, gold pens. Here's a gold pen I've been using, acrylic marker for this area, and you can just get ideas on what shapes to do in here. Just follow the lines and just start doing it. I used this one here, a PC 5M for doing the bigger dots, and a small Posca pen. The only problem with Posca pen on watercolor paper is the watercolor paper sucked it up, and these lines here I had to go over 3 times to get it built up like this. And today I'm going to play with making leaves, and these are the colors that I picked out. I picked out one color from the Kuretake Art Nouveau set, which is aqua, and then I have indigo, and there's my little sample card there, and Prussian blue, and turquoise. We're just going to make easy peasy leaves, and here's all my brushes. I'm going to mostly use this one here, which is a silver blending quill, it's called. So that should make the shapes. And then we might play around with this one, a triangle. It's a triangle brush. So we might give that one a try too, and I have that in 2 different sizes. Let's see. Let's go and put some of these down. See how this turns out. This is from the Kuretakes. Just stuck my finger in it. And, oh boy. Okay, let's put one here. Press down and then pull up. Oh, that's kind of pretty. And press down and move away and pull up. Okay. I'm gonna get some more water on here. Let's see. I just put one out in the middle of nowhere. Push down and then start pulling up. And you got a leaf. These brushes are great. Okay, let's go from off the edge here. Push down and off. And push down and lift. That gives you a nice shape, and you can get like different size shapes. All right, I'm going to do one more out here. Let's see, push down and drag it. There we go. Oh, just kind of fun shapes. They're kind of abstract. All right, I think that's enough of that color. Now what I'm going to do is, I got something in there. I'm going to mix. Forgot to get my paper towels. Alrighty. And let's clean this up. I don't know what's in here. Oh, well, let's go. Push down. Oh, that's kind of a different color, isn't it? Something that was mixed in there. So we can go back in and just kind of fill it in a little bit to make it a little fatter, like so. All right. Let's mix some turquoise. And this is Daniel Smith, maybe, or no, maybe it's Holbein. I think this is Holbein. So I've mixed this with a little bit of the first color, which was the Aqua by the Art Nouveau. So let's go down and we're gonna go, we want a big one there. All right. Add it here. Okay. Oh, that one's really big. Okay, and then we'll go here. So you just gotta aim your tip lightly, and then just start as you drag it, push down. And if it's not fat enough, you can always just go back in and fill it in a little bit. There we go. I'm going to just do some hanging off the edges here. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to, let's see. Oh, here's some cobalt turquoise. I'll wash my brush off. And this is also Art Nouveau. Let's see how this looks. All kind of the same colors. I'm going to do one there, and there, and there. I think I want to get some darker colors in here for contrast. All right. All right, these are all pretty wet, so we need to dry them. I'm going to go back in over this one here. There we go. And this one. And let's put a little extra up on this one here. Makes it look kind of interesting. And this one here. There we go. All right. I'm going to dry it, so we will pause. Okay, after much ado, my camera came unplugged. It caused me stress. So back. All right, now I gotta finish this off since it dried. Oh boy, that looks okay. Gonna mix up some Prussian blue. All right, this is one of my favorite colors. I have now speeded this up and I'm doing a voiceover. So just if you're painting along with me, just keep putting your leaves on there. And the trick is to paint over top of the first layer. So just overlap, it makes it look so just keep layering your leaves over top of each other. Makes it more interesting. And slowly start putting in darker colors. I'm going to speed it up a little bit. So here we're starting to lay in the indigo, and this is where it starts to really start looking interesting. So I want to thank all my subscribers for being my subscribers. I really appreciate it. And I hope you've enjoyed this video. Now we're going to start doing some Posca pen doodles on top of the leaves. So you can just go crazy here, do all kinds of different things. If you have the book, you can take a look at what Rebecca did. I'm just kind of winging it here. But you can't go wrong with Rebecca Leach's book as a guidance for how to do watercolors. I think it's definitely my favorite book this last year.